How's it going today? I hope you're doing all right. Boy, what a weekend it was, right? You already know what I'm speaking about. Jeez. Isn't it insane that Kobe Bryant is no longer with us? Isn't that just insane to think about? Died in a helicopter crash. That's crazy. With his daughter. To add to the tragedy. Jeez, that's just scary to think about. Scary to think about that the universe does not care what you've done in your life. That hey, it's just I think this is a very, very lesson learned in life that we could all take. That of course we wish we didn't have to learn something like this through a tragedy like that. That's insane. Was traveling via house or via helicopter to a basketball practice, and it crashed. It was real foggy where they were at. That's what the news says, which is crazy. It's just crazy that Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gigi, died in a helicopter crash with 7 other people. Believe they were all a part of the team, I'm assuming. They were going to a basketball practice together. And man, wow, how can you like just especially I mean, growing up, Kobe Bryant was I'm 28. I just turned 28 last week. And Kobe was my generation's NBA player. Like, everybody knows Kobe. Right? When you're in your office at your 9 to 5 and you're shooting in a wastebasket, Kobe is what you're saying to yourself, or out loud, depending on how you are. Now, every time you do it, when you say Kobe as you're shooting in the wastebasket at your 9 to 5, it will have a different meaning. Now, his legacy as a basketball player will forever live on, of course, but it's just a sad ending to a very, very great movie. Like, what that guy accomplished in 41 years. I'm, 13 years younger than him, and I'm obviously not going to be able to accomplish that much. Well, I guess I'm selling myself short. I mean, I can't be a basketball player, is what I'm trying to say. But it's just sad. It's sad. It's a sad day as a sports fan. It's a sad day as a human when somebody as great as Kobe goes. And we never got to see how great his daughter could have been, which is really, really sad. It's especially if you have children. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are about the age of Kobe, that have a 13, 14, 15-year-old daughter. I'm sure it's it's a whole different situation this week for him. I'm sure. Hey, I'm not a big sports analyst fan. An analyst, did I say that right? But um, what's his name? Oh, Skip Bayless was on their show, whatever show he's on with Shannon Sharp, and he said, "Yeah, we it just shows you that death is a part of our life and it's real, and nobody gets out, man. It's sad that a human like that just died in a helicopter crash. That's just insane to think about, and it kind of puts into perspective that you better get out and do something, right? Don't you think? Like, it just like this whole weekend I was like thinking about complaining about being tired, and I'm like, I can't complain about being tired. Kobe's wife has got to be tired right now. Can you imagine? Oh, I mean, we all lost somebody. I'm sure we've all lost somebody that I don't know. I mean, I just don't know, man. It's hard. It's just hard to even comprehend that somebody that great just left the world. Just, whew. It's scary to think about. It's scary to think about. I mean, we have to think about it, right? But you got to take this. You can't instead of comparing. Instead of just use this as a lesson in life that you don't know the last time you're gonna see somebody. So as you're leaving the house, and you and your wife or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, y'all could be fighting, and you're like, hey, fuck you, I'm going to work. Could be the last time. You never know. Also, it's hard to say. How can you live like that? How can you live just being scared to live? But man, it's sad. It's sad that it's just so sad. But it's also better be on your mind that one day your time's gonna be up too, and you better do everything that you can. You better. That's what I'm starting. I've just started in the past 3 years to really go into full effect of being like, man, my time is limited, and I don't know when it's gonna be over, but I better do something. I better do something. It's just so sad that a basketball player like at the level that Kobe was just. And it would be a shame, of course. It would be a shame if anybody that happened to anybody. It's just the whole situation. It's just because it's like, you know how like how a big star dies, and sometimes it's like it could be drugs, it could be a number of things. It could be they were already in a disastrous state of mind, and something happened, and then they just die. It's also crazy to think about, like when Epstein died like a month ago, 2 months ago. You see the life he was living. Nobody cares. Nobody actually cares if Epstein. I mean, they want the truth, but at all the stuff that's coming out about Epstein, I mean, people were like, "Oh yeah, he's dead." I mean, it was more of a running. Did you see the difference online of Epstein? Because all this crazy shit he was doing, and then when Kobe dies, the difference between how much of an impact that one of the greatest basketball players on this planet had. Like, the sport of basketball will never be the same. It will never be the same. There's no way it will ever be the same. It's almost like, how can you go on after this? We have to, of course. But how can you? How can you go on knowing that if the world, the universe can take somebody like Kobe, you better watch out. You better watch out. That's all I'm going to say. Because it's not like, it's not like, you know how, like, just, I mean, it's just a tragedy that this happened. It's not like Kobe was in drug trafficking or whatever, was going to get drugs and a situation transpired and Kobe got killed. No, this was legit going to his daughter's basketball practice and was killed traveling there. That is insane. Wasn't doing anything to anybody. Just loved basketball. Loved basketball. All he talked about, all he did, basketball. And we don't even know how great he was going to be after his short. He's been out of the league 4 or 5 years. I remember when he was leaving the league. I was sad about it. I can't come on here and say that I was the biggest Kobe fan. I was a big Allen Iverson fan, but Kobe was always right there. Kobe was right there. Always. Like, Kobe was in my generations of while we played basketball. Dude, growing up, Kobe. You know, who in the world has not heard somebody yell Kobe as they're throwing something in a wastebasket or in a basketball goal? It's almost like it's not real when somebody that great dies. And you have a lot of people out there that are just wasting time, wasting everything that they have. And I'm a part of that too. I've wasted so much. And now it's like, and I've been saying this since I started this past year, I better get to work because I don't know. I do not. That's the thing about life. You don't have a time clock. You can't look on the wall and be like, I got 17 years left, because you might not have 17 years left. You might not. I got 55 years. You might not. And death it's not age. You don't have to be a certain age to die. You don't have to do anything to die. When death comes, it comes, man. That's just crazy. And I'm sure the Lakers organization will never be the same. How can it be? How can it be? There's always going to be something missing from that program. It's just insane to think about that somebody as big as Kobe can get taken out in a helicopter crash. It's sad, man. And I've really never, to be honest, I've really never associated, like, I've always wondered, like, when a star dies, I understand, like, the family and the people that are also close to them in the music industry or sports industry. When somebody dies, you're kind of like, well, that's sad, but you don't really understand it because you don't really. It almost seems like everybody knows Kobe. You know what I mean? Like, why has this affected me more than anybody else? I don't know, man. It's scary. I think more for me, it scares me that uh, everything that Kobe, everything that he did, 5 championships, just scored 81 against Toronto. I have never scored 81. I haven't scored 81 on a math test. You know what I mean? And and it's like almost selfish of me to say that I care about somebody that I don't know, you know what I mean? But I think it's what he meant to the game of basketball is what it is. Because I don't want to sit here and act like I know Kobe on a personal level while his wife's at home sick to death after this. It's just sad that people have to go through this, and we all have to. And hey, we better get on the roller coaster of life and take all the ups and downs, because when it's over, you get off that ride. It's a good time to start doing stuff. Like, if this doesn't scare you, if this does not scare, I know people die constantly. People die all the time. The war's going on. There's people dying in Afghanistan, Iran, just everywhere. Just people dying everywhere. There's mass shootings left and right. And it's just, we get so used to death, and then it's still unbearable sometimes to even fathom. Like, it's just crazy to think about how it's just one day gonna be gone, and it's scary, and it scares me more. I think right now what scares me more than dying is living a life of not living up to my full potential. And I know that sounds cheesy, but man, it's scary to think about that I might die just an average person, not doing much, not, because what happens when you die? I mean, you could say a lot of things, but do you really know? Do you really understand it? Do you understand why people die like that? Die in all kinds of just crazy ways. And it's just hard to, it's just insane. It's just insane to just, we're walking around on this earth, planet Earth, spinning through space. A sun heats us up so we don't freeze to death. If we go into space without a NASA spacesuit, we die. There's no oxygen there. The moon's 1/6 gravity of the Earth. So, I mean, if you're on the moon, I guess you can jump higher. Your face will take a longer time to fall as you age. But it's just insane to think about, man. It's just insane to think about. It's insane to think about how this whole entire, how you just, I mean, just the fact that we grow in a woman's body for 9 long months. I don't remember if it was long or not, but you grow in a woman's body. You're born. And it all's supposed to make sense. It's all supposed to make sense. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Why? Why on earth are we? Does this not make anybody else question why are we actually here? Why are we here doing this? Is there a reason that we're out here going to work, going this? I know you got to provide and all that. That's the reason for that. It's like you go to work and you just hope your time keeps going. You got to take care of your future self, but you just hope that your future self is going to be there. It's like the idea that people say, yeah, I smoke. I'm going to die one day anyways. Well, if you don't die for the next 70 years, that's when you really messed up. I just refuse. Like, I just can't live a life of, I don't know. It's just, man, it's just hard. It's just hard to think about that we're just surrounded by death right now. And of course we're going to move on from this. We'll never forget number 8 or 24. Both numbers were great when he wore them. 24 was also my middle school basketball number. Oh, it's going to be difficult. I think you should not take life for granted no longer. And luckily, the past 2 years, I've really restructured my life and my mind, and try to do better and be better. Hey, but I got a long way to go, and I just hope I'm there for it, and I hope everyone else out there is there for it. And don't wait till somebody's gone until you appreciate them. Do it now. Yeah. I think I could also be a better person in my life to my family, my friends, because I stay detached sometimes. I stay in my own lane, and that's a selfish aspect to myself that I have, and I think I need to take care of that quality, or that part of my life, and just take responsibility of it and take care of it and show up. You got to start showing up every day. Because you don't know when it's going to end. You really don't. You could say you believe in God. You can say you don't. You can say you believe in this. You can say you believe in that. Or you can say you don't. But I'm telling you, you better live like something is important. Because it's like the idea of that guy who was a free runner or whatever he was. And he would do crazy. I think he was from a different country. I know he wasn't American, but he would scale buildings. Like I saw one video of him hanging off a building, and that fear of not being able to pull yourself back up, whew, man, like the fear that Kobe had to be going through with his daughter as the helicopter's about to crash. Just imagine picturing your closest immediate family on something that you can't control. And I think there are some things in life that we can control. Our mentality, how we talk to people, how we treat people. And I think this is a good time to realize you better watch out what you say to people. You better watch out, because if you say something as somebody's leaving your life in that moment, and then they vanish and you never see them again, then you have to live with the thought of the last thing you said to that person. Now that is heavy. And I think this is a time where we need to be better to ourselves and our loved ones. And you can start small. You can just start small. Just send a text saying, "What's up? Love you. Hey, bud." Be nice to somebody. And if you're one of those who just run around, running all over people, talking trash to people, I don't like giving people advice. I'm not a big fan of giving advice, But I think it's time oh man, we really start to take care of it. You got to get to moving, man. I got a long way to go. We all got a long. We can all do better. Like, just imagine that Kobe's whole thing after basketball, he was still trying to get better. Because at that time, he's like, now I can be a better parent, a better coach to my daughter. And he was ready for it. And it's sad we didn't get to see the outcome. It's sad. That it's just terrible, man. Hey, I mean, you better hug your family. You better do something meaningful. Do something nice for a stranger. Let people know. I think what we need to do is just let people know. Oh, let them know you love them. It's all right. You let them know you love them. It's good. It'll be good for you. And but that's gonna be all this week. I was gonna come in here and do this, but I didn't wanna. I didn't wanna just come in here and act like something that changed the world. Like, that's how heavy it is that forever basketball will be changed. And the amount that one man accomplished for the sport of basketball, I think that we all have that. We all have that basketball in our lives that we can be great at. Doesn't have to be basketball. It could be arithmetics. It could be anything. Oh, you can read good? You better be the best reader you know. I think that's what this whole thing's about, is that you just gotta find. And I was watching some Kobe interviews, and he was saying, you be the beautiful dancer in your box. Everybody has their own box, and you can be beautiful in it. So you take what you know, and you master your craft, and you do it, and you work at it. And when you think about complaining about being tired and all that, I think this is more me talking to myself, because I thought about being tired. Oh, I can't do the video. You tired? Tired? Huh? You can't work? Tired. I think it's just a good time to not take life for granted. And with that being said, I'm not gonna have an intro or outro this week. I didn't want to come in here, fake it, and act like Kobe didn't just pass away and change the face of basketball forever. Man, that's insane to think about. And with that being said, you better get out there and do something great, or at least try to. At least try to. Don't worry about the guy that cut you off. It's okay. Maybe he's going through some shit too. And just get after it, because time is not infinite. Life is finite. And we're only here for a couple short periods of time. And we all just hope it can keep going on. But that's it. All right. I'm out. I'll be back next week. I don't know.